It just takes an eternity. All right, especially when you only have 10 megabytes per second upload speed. Wi-Fi in the hotel. New York was way better. LA is questionable at best. There we go. All right, well, Bitcoin's tanking. Bitcoin is going down. It looks like it just broke under an area that it really should have held as support in probably anticipation of fear over the election, because it's probably just people panic selling. We had that initial breakout, waiting patiently for this ad to stop. There we go. Cool. All right, good morning, C90. Good morning, Truth. Welcome in. Now that I know confirmed 100% that we are live, I'm in Los Angeles, California right now, so it is at 9:03 a.m. for me. I'm on my laptop once again. Hopefully everything is okay. We have no crazy lag, and we can go through a lot of the updates that are happening in the world of decentralized science, because there is some pretty interesting things that went down over this weekend, including partnerships with WellShare and one of the largest medical device companies in the world, as well as the bio pre-sale, some information on some of the cohorts that they're initiating there, some Noble FUD, some Dynex FUD, some Data Lake FUD. It seems like everything is falling off a cliff right now, and in fact, it kind of is, because the election in the United States is tomorrow, Tuesday the 5th, and people are trying to take profits because nobody actually knows what the outcome of the election is going to be. While we all can speculate and assume that we do know, at the end of the day, nobody knows for sure. While I think it's pretty obvious that social sentiment says that Trump's going to have a slam dunk victory, most of the people are scared that the election's going to get rigged. Pat's hair is in a bull run. Yes, it is, Derek. Thank you. Best partnership is Mandy and Patrick. Aww. You just know she's sitting in the corner right now. What's good, decent crypto? How you doing, Thuna? Let's go, baby. So, this is the daily chart for Bitcoin. It is coming down again. I was hoping that we would find some support here at 68,600, right on the 20-day moving average, but unfortunately we did not. It does look like it's coming back down to test the upper part of the channel again. Hopefully not all the way back down to 65,000, because I think that today and tomorrow are the last two down days that we're going to have. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red days in a row for Bitcoin. And at the same time, we've seen Bitcoin dominance just trudge higher and higher and higher during that same period, actually like breaking out, hitting all-time highs for this cycle over and over again. So it's pretty unfortunate to see that, because that tells us if Bitcoin's going down, Bitcoin dominance is going up. That means all of crypto's altcoins right now are taking a huge beating. And I think we can see that over and over again. You guys probably have most of your alt bags down pretty substantially on the rare occasion of super small market cap coins that have strong communities that are continuing to thrive, even if Bitcoin is going down, and some of these other privacy coins and legacy coins that are making a little bit of bounces. They kind of just do their own thing, like Dogecoin, kind of leading the charge of a lot of meme coins, not in percent gains, but as a function of like, this is one of the most recognized meme coins out there. Then we have some random coins like Zcash or Athena or Monero, just continuing to progress forward. Oh shit, Yeti's here early this time. Let's go. You say rugged question mark. Hopefully the stream didn't get rugged right now. That would be a super unfortunate moment. I still see it as fine on my screen, but who knows what you guys are seeing right now. Let's get right into some of these announcements. So, first up, we have a lot of FUD around Robert F. Kennedy here saying that he's going to be taking fluoride out of the water. Um, a lot of doctors right now kind of showing their true colors here. A lot of doctors differentiating between people who are free thinkers and people who are just sucked right into the mainstream corporate ideology of water and anything that has to do with science. Robert F. Kennedy is someone who does not succumb to the mainstream narratives of different health and science related things. He looks at the data, looks at people's experiences, and actually comes to conclusions despite them probably going against a lot of the mainstream narrative. And point blank, fluoride in the water is one of those things that has had a lot of questions around it. A lot over the last 50 to 70 years has come out about fluoride in the water being linked to different things like loss in IQ, neurodevelopment disorders, thyroid disease, cancer, the calcification of your pineal gland, a lot of negative stuff around fluoride in the water. Sure, it has been linked to a correlation with less cavities if you have fluoride in the drinking water. But the problem is that there's fluoride in toothpaste and mouthwash and drinking water and everything. And so, is it just fluoride in the water to help with prevention of cavity, or is it fluoride in the water because some fluoride company lobbied the government 70 years ago, just like the same story with sugar and carbs and seed oils and literally everything that is health wise that just seems to be unquestioned. But that was not what I actually intended to show you right then. It was just the first link I clicked on and I wanted to talk about it. The first thing I wanted to talk about was Research Hub Foundation launching a merchandise design competition. So they're trying to launch a line of merch, so shirts and probably t-shirts and shorts and random little ideas, but they want some ideation when it comes to the design and what it's supposed to look like. You guys know that I have the bio protocol and molecule shirts that they gave me, and they look pretty lit. Research Hub, I guess, is trying to do the same type of thing. I'm probably going long if Trump wins. I mean, yeah, I think the entire world is going to be going long if when Trump wins. It's just the fear right now as to if he's going to win or not. But when Trump wins, the entire world's going to be going long. Jorts, probably not Jorts truth, but could. Yes, decent crypto pesticides is another perfect example of something that everyone just started doing. They literally have videos of companies going around spraying children while they eat food with pesticides, being like, look at it's safe and clean, and none of the kids survived. It's like, guys, what the fuck? Um, why is my dentist still putting it directly on my teeth? Yeah, well, it's good for your teeth. That is 100% like it is good for your teeth. It's just a matter of over like toxification. Everything is toxic in the proper amounts of dose. It's not the actual substance that makes it a poison, it's the dose that makes it a poison. Just like Botox. You can get Botox in your face and it's small little amounts of a known poison, one of the most deadly poisons in the world, but a very small amount of it helps calm the muscles. But a lot of it will literally send you into cardiac arrest and just kill you. It's the same thing with everything else. If you drink a shit ton of water, despite needing it to live, if you drink a lot of water, you will literally die. You'll drown. So it's like fluoride's good for your teeth and it's good to a certain extent, but too much of it is bad. Same thing with iron. I learned about this in when I was studying nutrition. Iron supplements for babies was something that they saw was needed for babies. So they put iron in everything. And then all of a sudden, asthma spiked because your body was no longer in these babies. They were getting too much iron. They were no longer allowed to like bind appropriately with the hemoglobin in their red blood cells. And then they couldn't get oxygen to everything they needed to. And they started developing a shit ton of asthma because we put iron in everything. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing. But let's go to the next thing. We can keep talking about toxic stuff if you want to, because I love talking about it, but you guys are here for the decentralized science, right? 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 Let me see, right? And who's here for DeSci? Who's here just to listen to me rant about random things that come into my ADHD brain? I'm here for Patrick, says Mandy. Thank you. Looking good today, Pat Thick. All right, Zach. Mods! Mods! Is Patrick toxic in large doses? What is going on? You might have to come step in. They're getting a little rioty over here. Xylitol is better for teeth than fluoride. I've not looked into it, but I believe it. Fruit's here for the rants. C90's here for the randoms. All right. We don't even need any information then. We're just here to rant. But I'm going to continue reading some information because some crazy good news just came out for WellShare, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are holding WellShare, but WellShare just partnered with Abbott. Abbott's one of the largest, the second largest actually, medical tech device company in the world. And so they're very much highlighting the market cap of Abbott here being 2 billion in market cap, but this is for the first iteration of a CGM, a continuous glucose monitoring device. So if you don't know, WellShare is focused on decentralized healthcare for diabetics. They are building a community for diabetes as the first thing that they're kind of targeting. And so they're going to be doing devices apparently, and they partnered with Abbott, which is a crazy, crazy bullish partnership. That is like an insane thing to see the recognition that's coming from Abbott into different DeSci companies. This is crazy good, which shows that Abbott is not afraid to partner with things despite having tokens. Because a lot of the FUD around there when it comes to DeSci is that all these traditional science and traditional medicine based companies, traditional pharma, isn't going to be interested in this crypto stuff. But that's clearly not the case with Abbott getting involved, Pfizer getting involved, some other large name institutions getting involved, which I don't think the announcements have come yet. But there's a lot of excitement when it comes to traditional biotech and biopharma getting involved. That's bullish, boys. And if there's any ladies watching, that is bullish. On to the next. The next thing up, we have CryoDAO. I know we don't talk too much about CryoDAO, but they just set a record in the world. This is to my knowledge, from what they're saying, this is the first time an ovary has been transplanted. They took a sheep, they took the ovary, they froze it, they thawed it, and it looks like they're going to go impregnate it and see if it still works. The very first time that a large mammal has had its ovary cryopreserved and then refreshed. I don't know what the proper terminology here is over it, but it's super crazy that a crypto company is doing that. A blockchain-based BioDAO, CryoDAO of all of them, is setting a global record. Random. Yes, bullish. Don't worry, guys. I'm here. The WEL whale. Dawn is the DeSci whale. Dawn, if you could do me a favor, Dawn, okay, since you are the whale, we see WEL share up 10% today. If you could do me the favor of dumping your entire portfolio into Noble so we can stop the bleeding, that would be desired. Please. We can talk about this a little bit. I'll give you guys my input on it because this is like a little death spiral in the community right now, which is pretty funny to watch, but also not funny because I'm losing obscene amounts of money from all of you guys just tweaking out in the group chat. Like, we have four people freaking out about the price going down and how they're scared, and then some whale will join the chat and be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna sell my tokens," and price goes down, and then they're like, "Oh my god, price is going down more. Why does price keep going down? Everything's dead." And then some other whale comes and joins and is like, "Oh, okay, let me just go sell." And it's like a little spiral of just misery because everyone just keeps ranting about the same thing. But it's okay because I'm still here. The Noble's largest whale. I probably hold more tokens than Delroy himself, and I'm not selling, so you don't have to worry about that one. Don says he's also a noble whale. Thuna says, Pain, WTF you want from me? I want you to buy the whole supply of Noble, please. What is Noble's real market cap? It is 1 million. Right now, Noble Block's real circulating market cap is 1 million. FDV 2.3. I know Dex Tools says it's like 300,000. They just haven't updated it. It has and always will be on Dex Screener accurately. This gives me pain, but I'm becoming immortal. Well, it's a story of retail over and over again. Retail, 90% of retail will round trip the cycle or not make nearly as much money as they expected because they're just going to cycle from one hype cycle to the next. And they're not going to stick through with any of their initial ideologies or theses behind why they got into something in the beginning. Nothing has changed fundamentally when it comes to Noble. If anything, Noble has continued to get stronger and stronger and stronger on a actual fundamental level with the actual product. It's just that the price is not reflecting it right now. And so people get scared and jump to the next hype cycle and they funnel their money. And this is the same story. This is literally why retail consistently gets cucked and consistently loses, is because they just funnel from one attention-seeking thing to the next. Shiny object syndrome. That's why stuff never gets finished. That's why people continue to just chase after pump and dump schemes. All the meme cycles that are happening right now, there's only like 3% of profitable meme traders. And I pulled that number out of my ass, yes, but I would bet it's pretty damn close to that. Yeti says he knows another project with good fundamentals. Let's pull it up because this is another prime example. Let's look at Dynex. Dynex consistently, like world record, world leading in the industry. This is one of, if not the most insanely bullish project in the entire market, especially as it pertains to quantum computing. In the entire market, not just crypto market, the entire world market. They continue to get better. They continue to launch updates. They continue to do things honestly pretty perfectly, and the token just keeps going down. It's the same story. It's literally all of crypto right now. Nobody wants to hold anything aside from Bitcoin because fill in the blank. We talk about it all the time. And if you're interested and you're enjoying any of these conversations, we're live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm in LA right now. It's 9:18 a.m. We are still live here, rambling and ranting, giving you guys the updates. I only have 6 figures of Noble. Maybe I'm a crab. 6 figures is in like 600,000 Noble tokens, or 6 figures is in $100,000 worth of Noble C90. Create incentives to hold the token. DYOFR. True. I agree. I mean, the incentives are there. They're just waiting on the platform to go live. And then there's incentives to hold the token. Then the platform's there. It's just waiting for the updates. But regardless, tokens, sir. Yeah, I figured. I was just playing. Yeti, partner with Noble, and we good. LMAO. I mean, we talked about it briefly on the live on Friday. Yeti seemed like he would be intrigued to get some of the research from Dynex posted onto Noble. It's just waiting for the platform. So that's one of the potential users fundamentally of the platform is stuff like Dynex. And then we can start talking to some of the other DPIN projects that post actual research and get some widespread crypto partnerships so that then instead of going into traditional science and finding traditional scientists to come use crypto to onboard and post their peer review, maybe we start with some actual crypto natives to post on the platform. There are 17 viewers right now and only 6 likes, which is kind of confusing to me. Kind of confused as to why there are so many random people just chilling in here, watching the live stream, but not actually liking the live stream. I feel like I'm going to have to beg. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put some negative reward pathways to get you guys to like the live stream. Please like the live stream. I beggeth you. Now, another thing. Bullish. Bio cohort 2. There was 1 day left to apply, and that was yesterday. So this seems to be all done with, but they are looking for the next rounds of bio DAOs, which is bullish for the bio token. Why is this bullish for the bio token? Well, let's take, for example, we go over to quantum. Where is it? I think it's quantum BioDAO. Yeah, quantum BioDAO. This is one of the new BioDAOs that BioXYZ Bioprotocol is launching. Let's say quantum BioDAO is able to raise a treasury worth $3 million on par with all the other BioDAOs that they've launched from Bioprotocol, right? That aids into the overall valuation of Bioprotocol, but we have already gotten into it. So there's 3 new Bioprotocol DAOs that are being launched. Remember, Bioprotocol is like an index fund for these Bio DAOs. So the more that they launch, the more valuable this index fund becomes because it has all the treasuries, exposure to all the treasuries inside of it. So Bioprotocol really is like a basket fund for all of these DAOs. Athena DAO, CRYO DAO, Valley DAO, Hair DAO, I already said Cryo DAO, Vita DAO, all of these different DAOs, plus Research Hub, and any new ones that they go for. And since they just are closing up Bio Cohort 2, we're going to be seeing the next round of Bio DAOs that they will be promoting and putting out there, which just add to the bullish incentives, the bullish use case behind the bio protocol token. So it's pretty exciting. The bio protocol raise, they've let's go right to it. Oh, this is their Telegram group. I don't want to go see their Telegram group. The bio protocol raise, let's see how much money they've raised, how many days are left. Biogenesis. This is phase two. They've raised $6.4 million out of their goal of 12.9 million. I don't think they'll hit 12.9 million in the next 9 days, but I do think they could end up hitting somewhere close to 10 million because at the end we see a lot of the whales jump in and just try and grab some of the tokens right at the end. And honestly, they've done a good job. HairDAO has not contributed much to this one, but that's all right. So maybe some HairDAO whales jump into this thing towards the end. But they already did phase one, and in phase one, I forget how much they raised. I don't know if you guys remember this. You guys remember how much they raised in phase one? It's been millions of dollars. And so this is a way to get liquidity into all these plays, and it's a way to make it so that you can get exposure to all of them without actually having to go buy all like 12 of the DAOs. So I'm still remaining optimistically bullish on this. It's launching or it's raising right now at like 100 and I think $100 million market cap. Again, it's pretty large for DeSci. However, I think they go to like 5 to 10 billion, which is a quick little 50x to get to 5 billion because this is just such a massive, massive play. And outlined by the Wolf of DeFi, he's comparing Bio Protocol to Tau, the leader in the AI narrative. I think Tau is one of the leaders. I think it is potentially the leader, but the Bio Protocol Genesis round is ongoing. And he's just talking about how the flywheel works. So bio holders lock their tokens for VBio. If you partake, you get 50-50 bio and VBio. VBio is used to vote on new biotech DAOs in the network. Once a biotech DAO is voted on, the bio protocol receives tokens in exchange for funding, advisory, and acceleration services, right? So any of these bio protocols, any of these bio DAOs, like this one, Quantum Biology, is receiving $100,000 to seed their initial efforts to create the entire DAO, right? And then we get VBio holders that pledge their tokens to a bio DAO that voted in the network, get access to early token sales and other advantages. So you could get early access into the Quantum Bio DAO raise whenever it does happen. I don't know when it'll happen. And I tried to get it so that I could ask them when it's going to happen because I'll be interviewing one of the team members from Quantum Biology DAO as I'm fairly, what would be the correct word here? Fairly like infatuated with the idea of quantum stuff. And so quantum biology, like trying to measure and control the core molecules or core whatever it is that you are made up of, the biology using magnetic like frequencies and stuff. It blows my mind that we're at this point, but they're just initiating like global research into this kind of stuff over the last decade. And over the next decade or two, I think it'll be one of the most explosive industries in the world. Putting AI, honestly, like not to shame because they're different things, but AI as we know it is very minuscule compared to what it will be once we have the quantum tech to to pair with it. Like I know Yeti here can probably speak on it a lot better than I can, but a quantum LLM makes AI a million times more powerful, probably some stupid number like a Googleplex times more powerful than it is right now. But that's for a different thing. This is just biology with it, and I just wanted to talk about the excitement behind Bioprotocol's Genesis round. Most of you guys are already probably in it, but keeping you guys updated it. Mwahahaha. Yeah, see, Yeti gets it. Yeti gets it. Because Dynex launched a quantum LLM, or they're about to. They announced that they're going to, and price went down. And they also are doing $10 million of buybacks. And because they're getting potentially delisted from an exchange here, they've announced that they will be accelerating the 10 million in buybacks. Crazy, 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 crazy. So getting delisted from exchanges. Data Lake, guys. A lot of Data Lake FUD over the weekend. A lot of Data Lake FUD over the weekend. Yeah, I mean, first, I would like to say two things. First of all, the structure looks identical on Data Lake to when it did when we first started talking about it. You guys remember back here is when we hosted the first classrooms on Data Lake, and then we saw a crazy run up and then a crash, and it looked like it was just some nothing burger, and then it popped like a madman. Same exact scenario right now. We had the initial spike and collapse, and then a little baby spike, and then it kind of drained and then went crazy. We had that crazy, and then a collapse, and then a little baby spike, and then it just looks like it's going to drain for a little bit. And then somewhere towards the end of the year, I'm expecting the initiation of a DeSci rally. And over and over again, I've been saying the same thing, and I get it. You guys are probably tired of hearing it, but obviously not because you continue to show up Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go live to talk about decentralized science and all of the crypto markets. We have 17 people. Let me X out of the chat. 16 likes. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That is what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm assuming a similar type of upward momentum beyond all-time highs on Data Lake, which is 1700% away. Again, I think Data Lake is a billion-dollar coin sitting here at a $2.8 million market cap. There is nothing in DeSci right now that is holding up anything noteworthy. WEL share is holding up a little bit. They just launched. They still have all the hype. Look at how everything is performing. NOBL in the gutter. Gene in the gutter. Research Coin in the gutter. Solve in the gutter. CTI in the gutter. Cerebrum in the gutter. Dynex in the gutter. Sorry, Eddie. Etika in the gutter. TIG. I don't even know what TIG is, but I remember you guys talking about it the other day. In the gutter. Axon. I'll say 3%'s not in the gutter, but down, 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 down. It just is. The story is old as time right now, baby. And the final, or, yeah, yeah. I could need to talk about data later, but you guys, I'll leave it at this when it comes to the delisting from exchanges. You guys are probably very aware of predatory some KOLs can be. You pay them $10,000 in tokens for a project to talk about the project. Are they worth $10,000 in tokens? Maybe, maybe not. That's not for me to say. What ends up happening with some of these predatory KOLs is they just dump and dump and dump and dump, and token goes down, and they're telling their community, hey, buy this thing, and they're selling. And it is very, very corrupt, and it is not okay to see. And anyone who does that should honestly be blacklisted from any kind of promotions, from any KOL groups, whatever. That's just my opinion. If you think that is bad, I know that you guys are aware of this. This is something that's gone very viral in crypto over this last year because it's become a very apparent that that's what a lot of people do. If you think that is bad, wait till you hear about the exchange listings. I have been in many conversations with people as they're trying to negotiate with an exchange. The exchange's initial ask, 50% of token supply. What? The exchange's initial ask, $200,000 so they can artificially inflate trading volumes. What? You're asking a project that has like a budget of $50,000 to get listed for $200,000 so they can just destroy the chart. So many projects. It's just like for some reasons people are still like, we need to get on a centralized exchange and then we can go to the moon because all the liquidity is going to come in. It's like, no, no, no. You're paying an exchange to literally mevbot every order that comes through. It's insane. I know, Yeti. You guys announced it the other day that you're going to do a large scale investigation into the exchange stuff. Like Data Lake just suffered from it. It is a story as old as time, only for some reason nobody ever covers it. It never goes viral like the KOLs do because the KOLs have a face. And so you can pin it right on them and say, you are bad. You are bad. You're causing my token to go down. But the exchange, like getting listed on MEXC, it's like, oh my God, MEXC. Little do you know, MEXC, just because they don't have a face doesn't mean they're not doing anything negative. Yeah, exactly, Derek. Exactly. I thought Research Coin was holding steady. It is, honestly, it's down a lot today, but Research Coin is holding pretty steady. Coin is doing pretty decent. It's down 9% today, but ultimately it's still chilling at a pretty good support here. It looks like it might start to break here. If it doesn't get bought up, get some pretty heavy buy orders, we might see it go back down to 12 cents or something, which is pretty gnarly. But it's the same, like all of DeSci looks the same. We had a spike, bleeding, a little spike, and now it's starting to bleed again. All right, Don. Ain't no Diddy exchanges here. Don't be taking advantage of the fact I can't mod right now. Last thing, Dynex. Oh, look. GPU, from GPU to silicon quantum chips. That's that's an interesting thing. Silicon silicone quantum chip. I wonder if that's probably room temperature, right? I don't think that's ever really been done at scale before. That's interesting. Oh, this is interesting. Trying to get to 25% of market share in an emerging industry. That's pretty cool. Hmm. What else is here? Oh, look, they partnered with Nuco.cloud, a cloud offering. That's pretty cool. Dynex is like what? Cloud quantum computing? That's kind of interesting. It's something novel I've never seen before. Oh, look, more of their roadmap with the Apollo chip hosted by CoinDesk. That's pretty good exposure. That's pretty bullish. Oh, look, it's our good friend Yeti. Where is he? He's out at like a racetrack or something. He's like onboarding customers IRL. That's pretty cool. Hmm. Oh, the Dynex Decade. What is this? A $50 million strategic VC fund with Dynex buybacks? They're buying what? Like I heard it was $10 million that they were going to be buying back of Dynex. That's pretty interesting. I wonder what the market cap of Dynex is. Hmm. 26 million, 26.8. So that's weird. They're buying like what is that? 35% of the supply at current valuations. I wonder what happens to a chart if somebody comes in and tries to buy like 35% of the supply. 26.8, 10 divided by 26.8. Yeah, I wonder what happens if somebody tries to buy 37% of the supply of something. Probably does. I don't know. Probably go down. Crazy. I know. I know it's going to be spread out, Yeti. I know. It's going to be through the end of 2026, the 10 million in buybacks. So it won't be 37% of the supply, but it is the precedent because if something happens to the coin, then it will end up being 37% of the supply. Dynex is the probably the easiest slam dunk. All right. Those were all the things I had to talk about. So now it is time to rant and discuss anything you guys want to talk about. How's everyone feeling on this glorious Monday? I'm feeling fired up, ready to work. I took a stimulant. I'm ready to go. My own personal supply. I found a half of a pill left. Yeah. No. That sounds pretty sus, guys. It's not just a random half pill I found in my luggage. Although that is kind of what happened. I knew what it was. Listen, it's fine. It's fine. I don't have a problem. You have a problem. Dynex buybacks reminds me of Lake burning 66% of the supply a couple years ago. Facts. Facts. You guys remember that? Lake literally burned two-thirds of the supply, making it so it could, I mean, honestly, setting the pavement for it to skyrocket like that. You joining the Dynex poker tournament on Saturday. Ooh, I should. That could be super exciting. How many are you any of you guys in LA right now? Any of you guys live in California around Los Angeles? Want to potentially do a little collab, a little meetup? It sounds super sus. Finalizing voting. Too many measures to read up on. I don't know what that means, Dan the Man, but welcome. Steve the Canadian, welcome. You know what really grinds my gears? When you get a bagel with cream cheese and they only spread it on one side and barely any. Like, what's going on? Good morning, people. Good morning. That's true. You know what's even crazier is last, or not last week, but 2 weeks ago, we were in New York, where if you get a bagel with cream cheese, you're getting like a quarter of a pound of cream cheese. Here in LA, they didn't even have cream cheese out in the buffet bar. They didn't have any cream cheese. I was like, what the hell's going on? Let me DM you on Telegram the link. The prize is pretty good. Is the prize Dynex? That is the only prize I will accept. Ballot measures. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Let's go look at some of the polling data. You guys, okay. You guys saw what happened with Polymarkets recently with um the odds of Trump versus Kamala. I think this was probably the easiest trade of the century because of how obvious this was gonna happen, like how obvious it was. So Trump had a lead on Polymarket by 66.9% compared to 33.1% for Kamala. Any time we've gone into an election, it is never this big of a gap. It always comes back down together and tries to meet somewhere in the middle because there's always, it's just like I don't think, and I really don't think Kamala's going to win. However, on Polymarkets, betting that Kamala would have won down here when she had a 33% chance of winning, and then selling that bet up here at 46% was probably one of the easiest trades we could have seen. I wish I had actually taken it. I was just sitting there thinking about it. I didn't end up taking it, especially after we saw that Polymarket was artificially inflating Trump's odds. But it is quite interesting to see when was this? October 30th is when the trend started. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin's price because I think a lot of people were buying into Bitcoin because they expected that Trump was going to win based off of that poll, right? But now, right on October 30th is when the downtrend started in Bitcoin's price, is as Kamala's odds of winning started going up. Tomorrow, all of it will be finalized. Hopefully, knock on wood, they don't pull any shit and try and make us wait even longer. Last election, we couldn't figure out on the day of the election who won, but that was because of an anomaly that never happens. So there is no excuse this time. We should know by tomorrow night who the winner is. First place is 1,000 Dynex. Amanda, are you ready to play poker on Saturday? Texas Hold'em? Poker. Which kind? Texas Hold'em? I guess Amanda will be playing in my wake here. Yeti, what kind of poker is it? Is it Texas Hold'em? If I ever visit New York for longer than 15 minutes again, Real Bagel is number one on the list to do. It was delicious. They have so many different kinds of cream cheese. That I'm well versed in compared to the different types of poker. They had bacon cream cheese, they had lox cream cheese, they had scallion cream cheese, scallion and bacon, jalapeno, strawberry, plain. Ha! See, C90 said, LOL, Texas Hold'em? Nah, it's poker. There's like different types of. Thuna says it's strip poker. Why are you smiling? I'm not smiling, you're smiling. I'm not blushing, you're blushing. Where can we find information on this poker thing? He said he'd DM me. Everyone mentions Lox cream cheese. I gotta try it. It is good. Mandy's correct, LOL. Lox, it's literally just smoked salmon on cream cheese. It is really good. I honestly have it on my own. Sometimes I just make it just for funsies. You're having a conversation with Alexa? No, I'm having get over here. Make fun. It's fine. Say hello. You can see us over here,
We're so
but
tiny.
it's a huge delay.
Yeah,
So,
apparently.
hello.
Hi, everybody.
This is Amanda, not Alexa.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm real. But I really would like to know if it's Texas Hold'em because I can rock that.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll figure it out sooner rather than later.
Cool.
Thank you for coming over.
Did I ever show up in the?
Yeah, you did. You showed up in the corner.
Okay.
Let's go look at the Jupiter trade because I almost got liquidated yesterday, but I have not yet gotten liquidated. So I made a foolish mistake, a foolish error, but it is not yet a mistake, not yet an error with this trade. So I entered a trade here at this yellow line on Jupiter Swap way back here at the end of September. So I've been holding on to it for well over a month now. And my liquidation price was initially 69 cents. We came really close to getting liquidated on a 4x leverage. And then we skyrocketed up. I almost took profits here at $1,600 in profit, but I didn't because I want Solana to break out. But Solana got rejected and started coming back down. I'm anticipating some very bullish gains after the election because, in my opinion, Trump wins by a landslide. And so everything's going to start mooning afterwards. And honestly, if you go look at Bitcoin, regardless as to who wins ever, it always just goes up after the election because it doesn't matter who gets in charge. It's two birds, it's two wings of the same bird. They're both going to print money, devalue the currency, and make it so that Bitcoin goes up. Bitcoin is a hedge against poor monetary policy. Both of them, let's be honest, we're going to have poor monetary policy. One will be worse, one will be better. What Bitcoin goes higher under one's reign, Bitcoin does not go as high under the others. Trump will make Bitcoin go way higher, in my opinion. My opinion, don't get mad at me. Than under Kamala. However, I think it goes up under both of them. I don't think it matters. I think we just need to get through tomorrow night and then things can start going well. But on the Jupiter trade, when we came down to the 200-day moving average, which is this red line here on Jupiter, I increased my leverage. And we've broken down even more, and now my liquidation price is at 81.86 cents. So I might get liquidated on this trade. I am just holding as this would be my stop loss, if you will, but my stop loss being liquidated because I over leveraged on it when I should have just allowed it to ride out because Jupiter Swap is in a nice trend here. Higher lows, higher highs. So regardless, Jupiter Swap will continue to trend upwards, in my opinion. It's just a matter of how low is this next lower, or how low is this next higher low? You know what I mean? If we get one more person to join, we'll hit 20 concurrent viewers. I think the PR right now is like 23, so we're rapidly approaching it. I want everyone to go out there and share this with your coworkers or your grandmother or your grandfather, someone who might be super excited about crypto. Go share it out, please. Somebody left. Who the hell left? All right. I guess I won't be asking like that. Immediately someone leaves. Jalapeno cream cheese is totes. I am a huge fan of jalapeno cream cheese. It is really good, actually. Kamala at plus money is a good hedge if you're into crypto. Trump would send crypto higher. Facts. Glasses today. Yes, she did have glasses on.
I'm working.
She is hard at work right now. She's supposed to be in the office, but she's playing hooky.
Yeah.
No, she's not. She's doing good. Yeah, it doesn't matter who wins if you're looking long term. Well, pump a little bit. Yes, it did, Thuna. Yes, it did. But I wanna pull up Bitcoin post-election. Somebody put together a chart the other day which showcased that, yeah, right here. The 2016 election, Bitcoin fell 10% right before the election. Then the election happened, there was some volatility, and then it just skyrocketed for the next year, or for the rest of this year, for the rest of that year. I didn't even know that that was just the rest of that year. Damn. The 2020 election, Bitcoin The election happened, Bitcoin got volatile, and then just skyrocketed for the rest of the year. The 2024 election, we've had a 6% decrease. It's got some volatility. Post election, I think Bitcoin just skyrockets for the end of the year. They have their chart saying 210,000. I don't think that's what's going to happen for us. I think we might get up to 100,000. I think mid to low 90s is what my estimate has been the whole time. I will happily be wrong if we go higher than that, but I've had my circle drawn for quite some time, and I think that's where we go. And so I think we get the bar patterns. We go something like this. I think post-election, we get something like that, right? A little excitement where it gets up to the low 90s. Maybe if Kamala wins, it goes like this. If Trump wins, maybe it goes like this. Who knows? Either way, I think we go up. Number go up. It is so much easier to be a perma bull. However, it is more difficult to defend your stance as a perma bull. Because a bear, all you need to do as a bear is say one negative thing that sounds smart and everyone thinks you're a genius. But as a bull, you need to list out 27 positive things that sound smart, and then you have to wait for them to come true, and then people think you're smart. But being a bear, you literally are just like, oh, I think it's going to go down because I think the Dems are going to rig the election and Kamala's going to win and price will go down. And everyone's like, oh my God, you're a genius. All right, we're at 20 people. Bullish. Circle gets a square. Sure. The dragon. Send it. DYOFR said the dragon. Let's go look at the dragon. Cyclics, baby. Up 1.57% today at a $20 million market cap. It is building out support up here between $1.20 and $1.50, which is very bullish for the long-term projection of Cyclics. Yeah, I know Cyclics drained a lot of liquidity from Noble. A lot of the liquidity, a lot of the money that's in Cyclics right now came from Noble. But I think Cyclics does really well. I know I should have a little bit of animosity towards it, but I don't. Cyclics is a cook. Cyclics does very well this cycle. So we've been in it. I've been telling you guys about it since the launch, since the pre-sale. Every update that's happened with Cyclics, I've been paying close attention to it. And let's see if Zach is here. Yes, on cue, literally on cue. Zach says $50 Cyclics plus. There's even more so on the table because Cyclics is from CoinRock. Proof of concept from Cyclics carries over into VaultFi and Jeepbot. They just announced Jeepbot. Jeepbot's going to go hard too. That is one that pairs your selling pressure from whales with some buying pressure so that there is no dumping of the chart when whales get out of it. They can just do a set and forget limit order. Essentially, there's a lot more to it as well, but they're going to be doing a pre-sale and it's going to be a CoinRock project. Then revenue from Cyclics and from Jeepbot will go into VaultFi to issue real yield, as well as some inflationary yield in the initial part of VaultFi. VaultFi is probably going to skyrocket like crazy right off launch and then have some big dip as they find a fair value for it. But I think it's a little harder to explain than that. Some bears are correct. Bitcoin has zero actual value, is terribly unstable state of value, and half lent out. It should be 12K right now, but bulls are also correct. It's a rare commodity that is slowly becoming harder to get, and if everyone uses it, it's the people's store of value. It's all over the map for real. Honestly, that's the thing. It comes like, and I can get really philosophical with this one because the entire idea of things having value is made up by humans. And so if humans make up a new thing that has value and then everyone agrees on it, that has value. That just is the definition of having value. It's just everyone agreeing that it has value gives it value. There is nothing on the planet that has intrinsic value. The only argument I could see is food, water, oxygen, those things that keep you alive. The rest of it is just made up. If you go try and give a squirrel a chunk of gold, it's going to ignore it. It doesn't have intrinsic value in the world. It just is a matter of something that we made up. But that's when I can get philosophical and people don't really care to hear it because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. If we all agree something is a certain value, that is the value of it. Like even going into stocks, right? Because a lot of people compare it to stocks and revenue generating things. But like you go look at Nvidia and people argue Nvidia is overvalued. People argue Nvidia is undervalued. At the end of the day, Nvidia makes money, and we've agreed that Nvidia should trade at a premium compared to how much money it makes, a price to earnings, a multiple on top of how much money it earns, right? People disagree with what that multiple should be, but at the end of the day, it's just an agreed upon way to value something, given that nothing actually has value. Get philosophical. Let's go. Really, just the three things you listed. Honestly, even a house. People survive without houses. Houses don't even have intrinsic value. Nothing does. If you give a squirrel a chunk of gold, where are you going with this truth? Oh, yeah. Peanut. If we gave Peanut a chunk of gold, would he still be with us today? Not if New York government has anything to say with it. Low key, if Peanut maintains its realm of virality, the chart looks pretty good right now. I would wait for it to kind of bottom out before getting into it again, but it had the initial hype from Peanut
Hmm.
and then the sell-off, and it looks like it's bottoming out. $45 million market cap. So if Peanut maintains any kind of excitement,
I should have bought.
I know. Well, the first time I told you about Peanut was
Mm,
no, I think it was here.
yeah.
The first time I looked at the chart, I remember it was up at 4 cents. But the first time we had heard about Peanut was like a couple hours before that. I think it was right around here probably.
Yeah.
But I did not think to go look at meme coins about a dead squirrel. That's not where my brain went. My brain went, how fucking dare they? You guys are fully aware of Peanut, right? Peanut the squirrel. Mandy increases your price to earnings ratio.
Is that true?
That's true. Truth is speaking the truth, though.
Truth is bullish on Mandy.
Truth has said it multiple times. Truth is bullish on Mandy. Gold's use case is not made up. It's chemically advantageous. Humans use it to harness physical principles. Yes, absolutely. But the value associated with that is not real. The value associated with the perception of gold being useful in different things like the electronics, the value associated with just its use case and no speculation on it being a store of value would have gold's price be significantly lower. But even that, I don't need my computer to live. So I don't need any of the technology to live, right? I can go live in the wilderness and just be on my own. Now, in order to live in society, I need it, yes, but we made up society as well. We made up this whole concept of living together. I can go live alone, and as long as I have a little family so that I don't drive myself insane, I can do that. Peanut was my son. I am deeply in pain. No, Don. No. Some dude has $500,000 worth of peanut in a wallet. That's nuts. You know, Peanut had a brother, right? Fred the raccoon. Fred, the first convicted raccoon. This coin's not doing as well because nobody seems to remember that Fred existed, but RIP Fred. Also, the chart could be a precursor to what the peanut chart might look like, so I'm not taking any gambles on this thing. You're right, Dan the Man. I didn't even read your thing. The value of gold hasn't necessarily increased. The currency we use to determine its value has decreased. I agree, Chris. I agree. It's not, and I think the same argument could be made for Bitcoin. It's not necessarily the fact that Bitcoin's value is going up. It's simply the fact that the perception of the dollar is going down. Like the dollar itself hasn't even really gone down. In fact, I think right now, what was that? USD Gen Index 6,900 divided by Tether? What? They use the same ticker as the dollar? That's very funny. That's very funny. But the dollar's going up right now, I think. The dollar's at least holding tight. Okay, the dollar took a bit of a dump today, but the dollar was going up for a while. All of October, the dollar was going up. It's just the perceived value of the dollar. We can get really in the weeds if you want to. Um, but we can actually even go look at the long and short end of the bonds. So I believe that recently the bond market has been pricing rate increases. The bond market, the mortgage rates, I believe, are back at all-time highs. Well, all-time highs for this cycle. Do you guys know what the ticker is for mortgage rates? Like, yeah, they're starting to go back up. Mortgage rates had dumped way below that. I think you can go look at the 10-year, right? CNBC rates. US Treasuries. Yeah, look at this. Look at the discrepancy between the mortgage rate of 6.82 and the all of the rates. The yield curve, yes, still inverted. Yes, we're at 21 viewers. Let's go, baby. You guys actually did share it out. Um, Rates were starting to go up last week when we had the stagnation in the job market and we saw that inflation looked like it might start coming back. People got afraid of stagnation again, and the market actually started pumping rates despite the second rate cut supposed to be coming here soon. Fed Fed futures, sorry. Sorry. I did not plan on getting into any of this today, so I didn't prep my brain for it. Nope, not Investopedia. I like this one. Investing.com, Fed rate tool. So in 3 days, we get the next rate cut, which is supposed to bring us down to 4.5 to 4.75 on the market. But like last week, the market started raising rates on its own, which was insane. It was going against everything, which again, raising rates makes the dollar stronger because people want to abandon other currencies for the dollar. So we saw the market raise rates, the dollar started going up. You see it? People people like flooded into the dollar to grab some of these bonds before rate cuts started happening. You kind of get the thesis? Because if you can right now, if you can go get a bond that yields 5% yearly for, let's say, the next 20 years, you go grab this, you're going to buy as much as that as possible because there's a good chance we don't see rates that high again for a very, very long time. They like this is the highest they've been in a very long time. There's a good chance we don't see them this high again for a very long time. So people started flooding into the dollar to go buy some bonds that yield 4.6% a year for the next 20 years and then just store all their money there. We also know, right? Not only will you get 4.6% yield on this, but when rates get cut to zero again, which they will inevitably do, we just don't know how long, but at some point in the next 20 years, we will see 0% interest rates again. That bond that is yielding 4.6% interest will be worth way more, which means you might double your money and get 4.6% interest for 20 years. That's a crazy good opportunity. And so people flooded into the dollar to go grab as much of it as they could. Now, hopefully, and I think most of us can agree on this, hopefully what we see is a decrease in the dollar here. But we might have one more leg up. Who knows? Who knows? I'm just hoping we see it. Maybe not everyone agrees with me, but I'm hoping we see it. All right, guys. I have to go micatrate as I've had 3 waters on this. Patrick makes economics fun. Aw. What? Thanks. Thanks, Truth. Can I get a macroeconomics college credit from this? The equivalent, Truth. Truth? I'll give you one. You have a That Investor certified macroeconomics degree here, valued just as much. The thing is, if you can make a lot of money from understanding the economics behind stuff, if you make a ton of money, is that not the end goal of everyone who goes to college to get a degree in this kind of stuff? So if you can understand it without a degree and make a shit ton of money off of it without having to spend the money to get the degree, I think it is just as valuable. And considering we make up value, I am going to make this up and say that it's worth it. Now, the more I get into the weeds, the more money I lose. No, Steve. Trade high, buy high. That's what I always say. That's funny. Trade high, buy high. All right. This was good. I appreciate all of you guys. I will be in the Discord chatting away. I have a lot of things to get done today, including the NOBL giveaway. So if you guys are in the NOBL Telegram, go there for the next hour or so because I'll be posting stuff in there. But I have some calls to get on and some business deals to negotiate. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully, this was worth investing it into. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Be ready. Now let's go here and we'll end the stream.